Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, I haven't made a video in a really long time. And you guys, baby Farlow, let's see if you can see. Baby Farlow is due any day now. Any day, you guys. So it is August 9th. I made 39 weeks today. And in honor of baby Farlow coming pretty soon, I wanted to kind of talk about my fertility journey because I'm in the hormone space and I know so many of you guys really struggle with fertility. So I wanted to give you just kind of a lay of the land of what I went through. So maybe you can personally relate and maybe learn some tidbits along the way. I feel like a dang fertility expert at this point because with hormones and my education and understanding of hormones and my own fertility struggles and understanding functional medicine around fertility, I feel like I can really provide some insight for you guys. And listen, everybody's situation is going to be different. The reasons you're not able to get pregnant are going to be different across the board. But there are some basics that even I cover in Healthy Hormone Weight Loss to optimize hormone health that can really help with your chances of getting pregnant as well. So I'm going to talk about what are some things that really helped me along the journey, the emotions behind all of it, and just get real with you guys on that, because I think on Instagram and TikTok it's all kind of like a highlight reel of like, oh, I'm pregnant and look at how awesome this is. And but like pregnancy's hard, fertility journeys are hard. You kind of choose your hard, right? So I wanted to get real with you guys and kind of talk about that. It wasn't easy for me and it was a struggle, and I know it is for so many of you guys. So I wanted to kind of give you some hope and that there are so many options. And thank goodness I was at a place of peace of like at the end of it. If I wasn't able to get pregnant, I was okay with that. And that's probably part of the reason I got pregnant. But I was okay with, I didn't have this feeling of desperation to have a child. And I know so many women do, and it's, a huge purpose driven venture. And for me, it wasn't my top most important priority. And I think, the emotions behind that and letting go and surrendering to that really helped in terms of like, I think in the beginning I was really trying to control and micromanage it. And once I kind of came to peace with like, you know what, this might not happen for us and that's okay. Then like things started to shift and I got pregnant soon after that. So, above and beyond just supplementation and lifestyle factors and everything else, coming to that place of, peace and surrender with it, I think also is extremely helpful, because then you're okay with whatever outcome happens, right? Like I was okay with not getting pregnant, maybe adopting, whatever our next option was. And we hadn't really gotten to that point. But thankfully, I didn't need any interventions. I didn't need to take any medications. I didn't need IVF. Um, so I was able to get pregnant naturally, which was really a blessing. I kind of drew the line in the sand with IVF. I just, like living in Steamboat, we would have to drive 3 hours to the nearest like fertility specialist, and it just wasn't something I was willing to do to my body and just my mind and everything. It just like again wasn't worth it. And I think for so many women it's so successful and wonderful and it's always a great option. It just like didn't feel right to me. I kind of had this feeling of if it's meant to be, like my body's gonna do this. And if it's not meant to be, then it won't, and that's okay. Um, so let's kind of first talk about, well, how long did it take me of trying to get pregnant? It took us about 11, 11 months, which I know like is probably a drop in the bucket for a lot of you guys. But it was really hard. It was really frustrating. It didn't make sense to me. It felt like my body was failing with all this education and understanding I have about hormones. It was really frustrating because I just didn't understand what was wrong and what was keeping me from, conceiving. So let me kind of talk about, what my labs kind of showed and what I started to do to, improve my chances potentially of getting pregnant. So first I had those like day 3, day 5 labs done to kind of see like what are my hormones doing, what's happening. We had been trying because of my age, like I'm 36. I was 36 when I conceived. I'm about to be 37 in a couple days. Baby might be born on my birthday. Um, but like when we were trying to conceive, so I was 36, and when you're over 35, they're like, if you try for 3 months, you need to kind of come back and have some labs done. So we tried for 3 months, wasn't happening. So Jake had, a semen analysis. I had labs done to kind of see what could be going on. And this was like the first kind of red flag for me. My AMH was really high. So anti-Müllerian hormone, if that's high, that can be a sign of PCOS, which was really weird because I had normal cycles. I was ovulating every month. It didn't really make sense to me why I would have a high AMH. And my doctor was even like, well, it was like a 10. It was very high. And my doctor was like, well, this doesn't really mean anything because you don't have any PCOS symptoms. And I'm like, I understand I don't have PCOS symptoms, but that's a little weird that my AMH is so high. So that was a red flag to me that I had some level of like insulin resistance going on that was affecting how my ovary was functioning. So blood sugar control is such a huge thing when it comes to fertility and PCOS and everything. And I struggle with insulin resistance, and I have for a long time, and I know it's part genetic. But yeah, I was like, that's not normal, right? So that wasn't normal. And then, so one of the things that I did was I really started to dial in my blood sugar. And this is what I teach in my program too, because it's so important for hormones. It's one of the foundational elements of hormones. It's so important for a healthy metabolism as well. So I really started dialing in my blood sugar control and what I teach in the program. There were some like targeted supplements that I took. There were a lot. I mean, I put Jake and I kind of on a protocol around this stuff. But one of the supplements that I started literally right before I got pregnant, so I don't know if that's what got me pregnant, but I'm like literally 6 weeks into taking this. And if you look at Amazon reviews, everyone's like, this is like baby powder. Like, I swear this got me pregnant really fast. And it's a supplement that I recommend to my PCOS clients because it helps with insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity. So I took a couple things for that insulin resistance, but I mostly changed my diet because, really dialing in blood sugar, you have to make dietary lifestyle changes. You have to reduce your carbohydrate load. You've got to get, the right amount of sunlight, micronutrients, minerals, so many things go into that, which I cover in my program. But one supplement that I would just recommend, like if you do have a higher AMH or you have PCOS or you're not ovulating, if you have that insulin resistance picture, your A1C is over a 5.2, I would recommend Avasitol. I actually have it over here. Let me grab it really quick. Okay, so this, like I literally started taking this 6 weeks before I got pregnant. So I don't know, it's like you don't know what was the main factor, but looking at my blood work, my doctor again didn't flag anything, say anything was wrong, and I probably would have just carried on. But to me, it was like, well, why is my AMH so high? That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. And I have a feeling I have level of insulin resistance, so maybe if I take something that helps with that insulin sensitivity, that might help me. So this is Avasitol. It's amazing. I recommend this to all my PCOS clients, anyone with insulin resistance. Really good. It's been shown in the literature to work just as well as metformin, which is a prescription for insulin resistance. So I took 2 scoops of this a day with a meal, and again, I got pregnant pretty fast. So I don't know if that's what did it, But there was one other thing that I did. There are a few other things that I did that I also think helped. I really dialed in my gut health, you guys. Like, gut health is so key to optimizing fertility. So, I got on a supplement protocol. I really started to increase my diet diversity and having more diverse fruits and vegetables as well, which is really key to gut health. So I really dialed that piece in. And then minerals, supporting my thyroid health. Not sure what happened, but it just like closed out. So I optimized my thyroid health. I really optimized my minerals. Again, I cover this in my program. So it was like, I was literally just starting to implement what I teach in the program just to the next level, right? Like, I really started to dial all those things in. We also really worked on egg and sperm quality with specific supplementation, like CoQ10, alpha lipoic acid, L-carnitine, I believe I was taking, beef liver. Like, there were a bunch of different things that I took to optimize egg quality, because I was 36, I still am 36, and your egg quality just goes down, right? It might take longer just because your eggs are not as quality as they used to be, unfortunately. Gosh, sucks getting older. And I think we also have to be realistic about that. Women that are in their late 30s, your egg quality is just not good. And it might take a while to get pregnant. So it takes a level of patience as well. But also, like, once you hit 40, it's just like a very small percentage every month. I think the statistic is like maybe 3% chance of getting pregnant every month. At 36, it was like a 10% chance. So over the course of a year, every time it's about 10%. So it might take you a year to, actually get pregnant, even with everything working optimally. I think that's important to understand. So age is a huge factor when it comes to fertility. And I think, we just have to come to terms with that, because it's like nothing you can do. No amount of supplementation or anything is going to help you. So anyway, working on egg quality through supplementation, through lifestyle factors, through, supplementation was the biggest thing for me in terms of egg quality that, I really focused on. NAC was another one I was taking. And I had Jake on the same stuff. I also had us on, like, what did I have? Ashwagandha for sperm quality. Like, I had him on that. So yeah, I really nerded out in the science to do a deep dive in the literature to see, like, what were the supplements that were shown to be the most efficacious for helping with sperm and egg quality. So I put us both on those supplement protocols, which I've done with a lot of my clients too. It's funny because I've had so many women that join healthy hormone weight loss that have no intentions on getting pregnant at that time. They have in the back of their head like they're struggling with fertility, but then they go through the program and they get pregnant. I've had so many. I literally just had 3 in my last group send me a message and be like, Casey, I don't know if the group's for me anymore because now I'm pregnant. I'm like, yeah, you're not going to lose weight when you're pregnant. But gaining the right amount of weight in your pregnancy is important. But anyway, I digress. So looking at thyroid health, looking at minerals, my gut health, my egg quality, my blood sugar stability, which I think was the biggest driver. And then another really important thing that I did was I did a HSG, which is essentially when they go in and they open up your tube. So as we get older, there's endometrial tissue that can form. Like, sometimes those tubes just aren't clear. They might have some debris or tissue that's blocking the sperm to be able to get to where it needs to be. So I had the HSG done. It was a very simple procedure where they just go in and put dye in my tubes to see if I had any blockages, which I didn't have. They said I didn't have any blockages, but my doctor said that sometimes when they do it, it can just clear out if there's anything blocking. So she's like, sometimes people get pregnant like right after they have this procedure because it just removes something that was in the way. So the next month, I got pregnant. The next month after doing that HSG. So I don't know if that was What did it too, I think there's probably a combination of things going on, but that also really helped. So if you're struggling with fertility, you haven't done an HSG, that's something I would do for sure. And then when I had my transvaginal ultrasound when I was pregnant, they actually found some endometrial tissue, which I haven't had any symptoms of endometriosis, but it was very slight and it was blocking something potentially, because they did find a fibroid and endometrial tissue in there. So we don't know really what was the main driver, but I did want to give you guys like a few things that I think probably really helped. So in my program, Healthy Hormone Weight Loss, we really target all of those root causes of hormone imbalance, but also the root causes of hormone imbalance are also the root causes of poor fertility, right? So it's really important to dial in those pieces of nervous system regulation, of minerals, of gut health, of blood sugar stability. Having all of those pieces of the puzzle can be really helpful alongside working with your doctor, making sure they're ruling out any potential medical issue that could be holding you back. Age is also a big one, working on egg quality. HA is another big issue where women are losing their periods. If you're not having a period, there's something really wrong, and you have to get to the bottom of that. HA is often misdiagnosed as PCOS. See that a lot. And it's really just a product of undereating and underexercising or overexercising. And I always like tell my clients, think about in terms of evolution. Like I got my first degree in evolutionary biology, so I always think of things in terms of evolution because it really plays into our biology. Think about in evolutionary terms, like if your tribe did not have a food source and you were stressed and you were working out too much, like you were traveling, walking too much or whatever, your body knows that it's not a good time to get pregnant, right? So if you're under eating or over exercising, it's going to shunt your hormones and turn them way down so that you can't get pregnant in an effort to protect you. I mean, that's to protect you, right? It's like right now is not a good time for Casey to get pregnant, so I am not going to let her get pregnant by suppressing her hormones. So we often see like low estrogen, low testosterone, low progesterone because you're not ovulating with these patients, right? Because their body is like, nope, not a good time, so we're going to not get pregnant. So that's another thing to think about, like in terms of evolution, what is your body trying to tell you by keeping you from getting pregnant? Is it just because you're older? Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like, there's nothing you can really do about that, but just optimize. But if you're at an age where you should have healthy fertility, asking yourself, like, why is my body trying to keep me from getting pregnant? And there could be many, many different reasons for that. It could be as simple as like you're not getting enough sunlight. And your body's like, well, this isn't going to support a healthy pregnancy or healthy baby, so we're not going to get you pregnant. Or if you have PCOS, if you have insulin resistance and inflammation, it's like right now is not a good time to carry a pregnancy because it's not going to be good for baby, right? So thinking about that, sometimes it can be hard to kind of look at that stuff, but it is really important looking at your stress level, it drove me nuts when people would say that to me, like, are you just stressed? And sometimes I think as women, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. Like we're on a timeline and it's really hard. And I've been there. I was stressed about not getting pregnant. It's like, how can I lessen my stress when this is happening? But it is really important to have like a neuroplasticity practice, which I cover in Healthy Hormone Weight Loss as well. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, maybe learned a little something to help you on your own journey. Again, my program is great for fertility as well as weight loss. So if that's something you're interested in, I'll have a link below and you can book a discovery call with me to see if my Healthy Hormone Weight Loss program would be a good fit for you. And if you guys have any questions about fertility, make sure to comment below. All right, I'll see you guys soon. After baby Farlow comes into the world. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl yet. So we're going to see what happens. So wish me luck. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.